So welcome everyone. We're here with Youyang Song, a finalist of the Re-FREAM project. Her project is called cooking with new materials. Before I tell you too much about it, I think it's best for me to pass you over to her. She is presenting her final project for Re-FREAM, which consists of a 15-minute video. And probably better than us explaining it, the best for us to do would be just to share this video with you. And then after that, we'll have a chance to talk with Youyang and also answer your questions. So Youyang, would you like to share your screen and your video?
Yes, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Youyang Song. I'm a textile designer based in Berlin. And right now I'm focusing on the development of biodegradable materials. And participating in the Re-FREAM project, my co-creation process is spent with ITEX in Valencia. And now let me show you guys about my project, cooking new materials. Share screen. This and here we go. My name is Youyang Song. I'm a textile designer based in Berlin. Right now, I'm focusing on the development of biodegradable materials. I came up with this concept by observing the life of conventional textile. And I found out that there are great potentials by using bio-waste and create a brand new biodegradable new material. It is an independent developed technique which aims to process bio-waste into a soft but yet robust leather-like material. Banana and orange peel or soybean residue are combined with a nature-binding agent as a substrate. The resulting composite is fully biodegradable and can be easily reused after recooking process. It is 100% zero-waste natural product. Moreover, the biomaterial provides similar toughness, durability, and water resistance as normal leather material. As a textile designer, aesthetics is always one of my main focuses. However, in order to realize my design with the biomaterial, we need to improve and optimize its performance. Thus, technology and science are key factors here. In my project, I've worked with professionals in different fields of science, such as biochemical and polymer physics. Furthermore, I use laser processing technology to cut and print my material. I believe my project will provide new perspectives and outlooks to designers. Being biodegradable, my material will provide a sustainable approach to current projects, giving not only the fashion industry, but other new options and new possibilities. People will be able to live a sustainable lifestyle where they can respect the environment and enjoy themselves. With my project, I would like to show people how simple sustainability is and how they can all get involved. The project is about converting bio-waste into fully biodegradable new design materials and products without inflicting any harm to the environment, so the establishment of a circular and viable product ecosystem. The whole idea comes to me after enjoying the food. I was always thinking about how to conserve the food's smell and develop a material based on food bio-waste that has the smell of foods and refined texture as well as feels good on touch. After that, I did some investigation about the amount of bio-waste generated in Berlin each year. There were approximately 60,000 to 70,000 tons of bio-waste produced in 2017, and roughly 17% of them are food wastes. Currently, the applications of bio-waste can be divided into fields such as the production of fertilizers and the production of natural gas, etc. As a textile designer, I was thinking about, is there a possibility to convert this bio-waste into new materials? Then I started to work on my project. The bio-wastes we used are mainly consist of banana peels, orange peels, and soybean residue. First and foremost, how do I obtain high-quality organic waste? Firstly, I can get smaller output from small cooperation and suppliers. The bio-waste collected by that small cooperation are of relatively high quality and highly recyclable. After we resolved the issue of bio-waste, I started to working on the material itself. And now we can see some experiments from different bio-wastes. You can see here different colors and textures. At first, I mainly used food dyes as coloring agents. Here you can observe that some of the materials can have crooks and some of them are curved. From my perspective, the materials with those quality flaws cannot aid me in my design, so I started to optimize the material. During this co-creation process with Re-FREAM, I started to work with ITEX of Valencia. We aim to optimize the material from 3 different perspectives, such as water resistance, antibacterial capability, and improved structure aspects. So the first point, antibacterial capability, since the material will be used in clothing items, which means that the material will contact human skin. Antibacterial capability is very important. My experiment results have shown that by using certain antibacterial agents, the material will have a good antibacterial performance and reaching 99.19% of antibacterial effectiveness. Secondly, stretching capability. Other than that, we also noticed that the foams generated during the experiments have to be reduced, since those foams will destroy the integrity of the material's surface structure, and reducing the foam can also making the surface of the material smoother. Here's a comparison between materials with and without foams. One of them has a smooth surface and feels good on touch. The other one has a rough surface. Last but not least, the waterproof capability of the material. Since the material will be used in some products with special performances, such as raincoats, surface for shoes, that I conducted a few experiments with the waterproof layer, which allows my material to be water resistant. Since the material is considered as a new biomaterial, so its processing capabilities have to be investigated. I attempted some processing techniques such as dyeing, laser cutting, weaving, knitting, and molding, etc. First of all is dyeing. I always use natural dyes and fruit picking to dye my material, such as indigo from fresh leaves of polygon, lake dye extract isolate from the resin of lake, and logwood extract. Here are the indigo colors of different concentrations. Other than that, here you can see colors from the fruits such as banana and orange peels. So here is weaving sample, and here is some different patterns made with molding. These are the different textures and patterns that I made. Yes. On top of that, I also tried 3D molding. Here's an object with 3D molding and also 3D printing. And here are some of the laser printings and cuttings that I made together with attacks. Yes, so here show working process. And here are some of the samples. Yes. With all those performance capabilities available, I tried to make some product prototypes. First of all is the one-piece design. This design concept pursued minimalistic and zero-waste guideline. Through laser cutting technology, the one-piece design can be realized without sewing and adhesives. Here I used a top piece with a one-piece design method. I used a 1.6 meter by 0.8 meter material and laser cut it, followed by assembling the cut material. So considering more possibilities and the uniformity of fashion design, I tried to make some clothing accessories. So here are some examples such as biodegradable buttons, zippers, and yarns. I hope these clothing accessories can aid me in my designing my products. I hope to use only one type of material in my collection of clothing items, even zippers, buttons, and yarns. So here, this is the table accessory site that I recently attempted. These table side accessories are completely made from one single piece of material without any adhesive or sewing. Different parts are held together by material self-adhesiveness. I also try to make pendant lamp since the material shows its beauty under sunlight or lamplight. And then I think of this application. At the same time, I would like to highlight the material itself, but now the shape of the product. Those are some of the application possibilities. I hope to realize more aesthetic designs by improving the material's performance, and my materials can step into our daily lives and achieving the goal of sustainable development and eco-friendly. During the co-creation process, I got the time to reflect and think of how to improve my material and design to better suit the needs of people. Emotions also bring us new possibilities, which often leads to new designs. Yes, as I said, technology has become more and more important in every aspect of our lives. There is no doubt the fashion industry will evolve with technology. Smart textiles, biomaterials, and other new creations will give us more and more chances to express our designs in this new era. On top of that, technology will also give us the chance to be sustainable in the manufacturing process. The future fashion industry should not burden the environment, but conserving it. I believe my project will provide new perspectives and outlooks to designers. Being biodegradable, my material will provide a sustainable approach to current projects, giving not only the fashion industry, but other new options and new possibilities. People will be able to live a sustainable lifestyle where they can respect the environment and enjoy themselves. With my project, I would like to show people how simple sustainability is and how they can all get involved.
Okay, so okay. So now I stop my share. I'm back. So I see some questions here. Can you hear me? I can't hear nothing. So
How's that now? Can you hear me?
okay, yes,
Okay.
now.
I think I was muted.
Yeah.
Thank you, Youyang. Inspirational, amazing aesthetically and environmentally. It puts so many things together. Let's answer a few questions. There are a few questions for you. Can you see the Q&A?
Yes, I can see this.
So we have a question from an anonymous attendee. Hi there, amazing works, congrats. I'm really interested in this project. I have two questions. The first question is, could you explain more about how you came up with this idea first? Would be. So how did you come up with this idea, Youyang?
The whole idea comes to me after enjoying the food. So I was always thinking about how to conserve the food needs smell and develop a material based on the bio waste that has the smell of food and different textures as well as feels good on touch. After that, I did some investigation about the amount of bio waste generated in Berlin each year. There were approximately 60,000 to 70,000 tons of bio-waste produced in 2017. And roughly, I remember 17% of them are food waste. So currently, the application of bio-waste can be divided into fields such as production of fertilizers and production of natural gas, etc. So from my point of view, as a textile designer, I was thinking about, is there any possibilities to make use those bio-waste and convert them into new materials?
And
Yes.
these bio-waste collectors, were they easy to access? Is it easy for a designer to begin to collaborate with these associations or companies? Were there any difficulties that you had in order to begin this this process, or could you tell us a little bit about that stage?
So how I collect the bio waste. So firstly, I can get small output from small collaboration and suppliers. The bio waste collected by the small collaboration of relatively high quality and highly recyclable. So at the same time, it can be difficult to collect bio waste from normal householders, even though there are large amount of them. The quality of collected bio-waste cannot be guaranteed. So right now, one of my potential local suppliers who provide high quality bio-food products. So together we are working on how to obtain high quality bio-waste.
Okay.
Yes.
And so the second question is if you considered scaling up your production, mass production, how would you collect the bio waste in a larger volume? Have you considered that? How could you organize that?
Yes, as I said, I now collaborating with the local suppliers, so I got a lot of bio waste from them. So we together working on and how to obtain high quality bio waste. Yes, and for the mass production, we can we preparing for the now the mass production, and yes.
Okay. And here we have, let me see, Christian. The second question is, hi Youyang, I have a question about energy consumption in your project. How do you work with recycling? What do you do to be sustainable? I like your concept very much.
Oh, okay. It's a great question.
Mhm.
And so being our top priority, the project strictly follows a sustainable development guideline. So we create an entire ecosystem around my project with sustainable approach. So firstly, in our entire closed circle ecosystem, a single piece of material will be circulated in the system with a recycle remanufacturing manner. So firstly, we produce a piece of material with bio-waste and other bio-based raw materials. So the material will then be developed into a product which goes into the hands of our consumers. So after the product has been used, the product will be recycled by us and goes into ready again to be applied with new designs. So by improving the longevity of the material's life cycle and lifespan, we can effectively optimize the resource use gate and follow the sustainable guideline. So being a sustainable project, reducing energy consumption is always one of our main focus. In our manufacturing process, we collect the heat generated by preparing the substrate and redirect the heat to the final process, which is drying of the material. So in this way, we can save a considerable amount of energy.
So you are, there are probably, you're consistently optimizing your process.
Yes.
When you began the Re-FREAM journey, I'm sure you had some knowledge, but how, what were the first steps like? How were you able to take this, take these organic materials and think about how they could be compatible with these different technologies? Was this just trial and error, or did you already have some technological knowledge before you joined the Re-FREAM project, or were these encounters with technology, did it all begin with Re-FREAM?
Yes. Before I start with the Re-FREAM co-creation, I have some of knowledge of biochemical and polymer physics, and so after co-creation, I learned a lot from, for example, the iTex. I co-creation with Oscar and Luca, and they. At the same time, they teach me a lot about this era. Yes.
Valium, I think is how you pronounce your name. Valium is asking us, is there any difficulties you encounter while developing your project?
Yes, I think it's the same question. And one of the big challenges is how to define my product. It's a bio-based or it's a biodegradable. Since the normal bio-based material cannot achieve high performance, so it's difficult to develop materials that are both bio-based and have high performance. So I have been researching how to optimize my material to fit these two factors. So that is really real bio-based material with outstanding performance. Yes, and it's together with your question, as a textile designer, I'm not studying biology, so it's not easy for me to study new materials. But when I study biological materials, I find it's interesting. Because it's a new challenge for me to learn biological knowledge that are related to material. Because designers do not have the knowledge to change the properties of materials. Cross fields cooperation can create better design and products, I believe. And I also help to people. I also help want to people to understand the sustainability does not necessarily come at the expense of material performance and aesthetics. So let everyone know that the seemingly useless bio-waste around you can be reused through new technologies and designs. Yes.
Interesting. And what do you think, from what you've seen and talking about performance, do you, your materials are best suited for what kind of products? Do you think they're better suited for decoration, home decoration, or accessories, or footwear? What is your experience so far? Well, what is in terms of an end consumer and a durable product? What do you think your materials are best suited for in terms of performance?
So now the material quality to the accessories, clothing items, and so on. It's a replacement of leather, normal leather material, and plastic, I think. And I have been co-creation with some designers to make some accessories, some like table set, and also the lamps, and also the clothing items. Yes, and now, so with co-creation process, I achieved the water resistance, and for example, we can use this material for the raincoats, for shoes, yes, and antibacterial also, and yes.
Have you been approached by any brands or companies who are interested in buying your materials?
Yes, yes, I receive a lot of email and every exhibitions. I talk with other brand and companies. So it's for example, they would like to use my material for the car or for the interior design and also the clothing items. Yes. I think I would like to collaborating with other brand to create new designs, new things.
Super. Let's see, there's another question from Lorena in the chat. She's wondering if it's possible to obtain let me see, is it possible to obtain at home our own sheets from our biological wastes, like a homemade version? Is it, would this be possible to do this for people just to do this by themselves?
Yes, it's possible, but when, for example, when you want to get a large piece of material, I think it's not possible. But at the first, you can try some experiments, or you can at home to do it.
Is there some open source information available somewhere?
Yes, we're also going to give some tutorials when we grow large.
Great. Yeah, maybe you want to just type in so that people can follow you. Do you want to type in your website and your
Yes,
Instagram? You can just type it into the chat here so that people can follow you.
Yes.
Then I'll also be adding in the Re-FREAM website for those of you who aren't familiar with it.
So I write down.
Yeah, you can write exactly.
And Instagram.
And I'm just looking at the people who are with us right now. It looks like everybody knows Re-FREAM and knows about the second call, so I don't need to talk about that.
I think here, yes. I would like to collaborating with more designers and yes, our firm. So here is my website and Instagram. Here.
So actually, Jeff Montes has a question for you. Are you open and willing to use some amount of non-biomaterials to gain higher performing quality? Okay. Very interesting question. What is your perspective towards this topic? Interesting.
No. It's not about open willing to some amount of non-bio. Okay. No, I only use biochemical. It's all biodegradable raw materials. It's I don't use chemical things to make my material. So towards this topic.
Yes. What do you think in terms of the balance between biomaterials and non-biomaterials? How do you feel about this?
Yes, it's a good question. It's also I focused. It's as I said, it's bio-based or it's biodegradable material. For the bio-based material, it's difficult to achieve the high performance. So I need to, for example, now I'm also researching some high quality, some of method to create a bio-based material. Is not biodegradable material. When the material is biodegradable, so that means it may be I use chemical or to create to create this kind of biodegradable materials. It's not same when the material, when we say the material is biodegradable, that means maybe the material it's not eco. It's biodegradable, yes. Maybe it's 500 is biodegradable, so it's totally different, I think.
So in terms of your vision and your work, you always want to work with biomaterials, bio-wastes. You don't want to compromise your work in that sense.
Yes.
Okay. By the way, why oranges and bananas? Is there something about oranges and bananas that, can you tell us about that? What makes oranges and bananas practical to work with? Have you tried working with other fruits or foods? Can you tell us a little bit about that, your experience and selection process for the bio materials that you use?
Yes, why I choose banana peels is because it's the smell and its texture. Also, the orange peels, it's great. I would like to transform the texture of food to my material. So the smell and the texture, and it's easy to access, easy to get. So why I choose this two raw materials, and it's amount of numbers. It's the first is amount of numbers, so I can get at my home. So that's why at the beginning I use these two of raw materials, and also the soybean residue.
Right. And are you experiencing with other foods right now, or those are your main materials?
And now I'm not yet to try more food. It's very commonly to consumed in normal householders. So yes, and I would like to try the material I have and to combine with the bamboo fiber to create new material. Yes, for example.
And you were talking about smell before. How important is smell for a product, and what relationship do you see between what we smell and what we sense and the products that we use? Have you studied the relationship between smell and let's say well-being, or what different materials can bring to us in terms of what the smell that they have? Is this something that you also study?
Yes, I think the smell is it's great relationship with the material, with the consumers, the between. So I think the smell can give more than 2D. It's 3D experience, for example, and it's more natured. Yes, and give people of more born to nature, I think. And every time when I make some exhibitions and the people know, okay, the material is from waste, the first thing that people would like to smell the material. Oh, it's made with orange peel or banana peel, so I want to smell it. So it's very interesting, I think.
Definitely. And all of this talk about nature, and of course the materials that you're using, and your vision of using only biomaterials. How do you see the relationship? Should people be paying a high price for these materials? What relationship do you see between um, between what you're doing and, let's say, the luxury market? Is natural luxury? Is this a luxury material? Where do you see this in terms of the market? How do you plan to position yourself?
Okay, well, I think when I achieve or realize mass production, the price is not expensive. So I wish to case our wisdom to the consumers through our products and use our products and the ecosystem as a platform to promote sustainable development. So it means our vision is to establish a complete and viable closed circle ecosystem based on our biomaterial. So in our ecosystem, the biomaterial conserve our sustainable design concept, and through a high interactive product system, we can deliver and express our goal of environmental protection. So I think it's when the customer gets a great price of the material, it's easier to realize the sustainable guideline. It's when I see, okay, the material is expensive, the people don't to buy. So how can I achieve the sustainability? Yes. So
the idea is to make it accessible.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a question from Christian and a question from Jeff, and I think both of them, as well as so many other people, are thinking about the future of your project, and where do you see it going? So Christian says, what is the vision you want to achieve in the future? And Jeff is saying, yeah, where do you see yourself in the coming 5 years? So maybe you can answer those two questions at the same time. So it's maybe a short-term vision of the future and a long-term. What is your dream right now? What's your vision? What are the next steps for you following the Re-FREAM project? Can you tell us a little bit about your next steps?
Yes, sure. The vision my project want to achieve is not merely conserving the environment, but also restoring the environment by recycling bio-waste away as the burden of waste management. The bio-waste will not be simply disposed, but giving more values to them. Our recycling process will strictly follow a low carbon emissions guideline and greatly reduce the environment impact as compared to traditional waste management. So more importantly, we want to show people our recycling process and the flaws of our ecosystem, and let people understand the importance of sustainable development. The project aims to create products with aesthetics pleasing appeals, which can attract people's attention, and our customers will be informed that they are part of our campaign to restore the environment. People's awareness of environment protection will certainly grow over time. And for the question of Jeff, I can see the question of Jeff. Oh yes, here. So in the next 5 years, firstly is to finish the material optimization, and I'm ready to working on the mass production, and more collaboration with big company will also help the material to grow, and we are open to massively to available to designers.
Great. Fabio Molina is another Re-FREAM finalist.
Yes.
Is writing through. Thank you, Fabio. Congratulations to you too.
Thank you, Fabio.
Okay. So if we don't have any more questions, I think we'll close our session. Yang, I don't know if you have any closing comments you would like to add. Anything you would like to say before we say goodbye?
Yes. And thanks a lot. And I'm so pressure with co-creation. I can co-creation with Re-FREAM, and I learn a lot from architects and from the scientists, and so the great chance, great opportunity I can optimize my material, and I also learned a lot from other designers, other artists. So I really appreciate, and yes, I wish to all of the artists is very well, and we see in the future.
Great. So yeah, wishing you the best of luck. And we will see you. We will see you soon. Take care and continue this beautiful process. We're very excited to see where it goes.
Yes. Thanks, David.
Okay. All right. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Yes. See you soon. Goodbye.
Stay safe, everyone. Okay. Thank you.